Hello and welcome to this week's Elite Audio video, and here we are freshly returned from the Bristol HiFi Show 2024, which we will refer to as From Here to There, and of course back again to the lovely East Neuk of Fife on the east coast of Scotland. To find out how we got on at Bristol, please stay tuned, all is about to be revealed. So here we are back in the safety of the Elite Audio showroom, and as my dad always used to say to me when I was a young lad, you just be careful in that Bristol, as he used to refer to it as. But wow, what an absolutely amazing show. As you know, I was only there on the Friday and it was just amazing how many people came in. Our room was never empty from the minute that the doors opened to when they closed again at 5 o'clock. The queue was right round to the car park apparently on the Friday morning. It was just staggering to see so many happy, enthusiastic people that clearly hi-fi is something incredibly important to them and something that you guys are obviously very passionate about. And it was just an absolute privilege and a pleasure to talk to everybody that came into our room, giving an insight into your audio systems, how you've arrived at them, the way that it's been built up over the years. Excuse me. Nice cold water. One thing that's important to say about the system we had set up, and that is the infrastructure. And let's be honest, without infrastructure, it's a bit like trying to build a house on a foundation of sand. And this is why we specifically chose the Zensati cables and the Puritan mains filtration system to give us the best basis for the sound for our room. Without that, I guess we wouldn't have had that cohesive sound that we did. And this is where every part of your system has an important role to play. It's not just about one very specific item, it's about the synergy of everything that goes into that system as a setup. And this is why, as I said, that hearing the evolution of your systems really meant a great deal to us. And I just loved hearing all the stories how it evolved. But the Zensati Zorro cables were phenomenal. If you feel you're happy with all your electronics and you want to try and release some latent potential, these should be on top of your list for audition. One, at least with the Zensati range, they cover all the price points. So if you want to explore that further, please drop me an email. And as I say, at the end of the video, I'll put the details up how you can do that directly. Excuse me. That's the first time that's ever happened on camera. Yes, as I was saying, the way that your systems have been built up over the years, the logical progression from one component to another, and just your taste in music and how great hi-fi makes you feel, that was just fantastic to be able to talk to you all about it. I genuinely loved every single story that you shared with this clear passion to grow your hi-fi system and how it's evolved. So that was incredible. And again, I can't thank you all enough for your compliments on the way our room sounded, the fact that you're watching our videos week in, week out. That did honestly mean a great deal to me and the team here at Elite Audio. We genuinely appreciate all of the feedback you gave us. I know Andrew, Barry, Lasse, Jackie and Zeno, they all put in a huge amount of effort to get that room set up on the Thursday evening. It was a very late night for them all. And from me to them, a huge thank you for the hard work that you put in to make that room sound as good as it did. And it absolutely sounded fantastic. The one thing's for sure, and having done many hi-fi shows before, having a great sounding setup in what is effectively a relatively small hotel room is no mean task. It is challenging, and we didn't have any room treatment at all. We used what we had in terms of the equipment, but what I think this shows great testament to is the chameleon-esque ability of the Revival Audio Atalante 4s to work in a very challenging listening space. And I know, having listened to some other rooms, and there's one in particular where I felt that they had really struggled with their setup. It sounded very thin, actually, and very lean, which is not really what you want to hear. Whereas across a wide genre of musical types, the system that we had sounded incredible. It was just, I remember when I came in on the Friday morning, and I had been up since about 3 a.m, which is a really early start for anybody, I can tell you. A bit of a shock to the system to get my taxi ride to Edinburgh Airport, but listening to it first thing, it was like a wow moment. We were using the K22 Antipodes, as you know, with Qobuz streaming, and then into the Aqua Formula XHD DAC, and of course into the main amplification, the Electro Compagnia EC 4.8 Mark II and the AW300M monos, and then into the Atalantes. What a great system. It just sounded absolutely phenomenal. And again, what is interesting, these Atalantes, if you recall the different rooms you were in and the price of the loudspeakers that you were listening to generally, these are very much mid-range. They're not, again, anything into high-end. And I'll bring the price up on the screen just now, but I'll also put the details in the video description below. They're staggering value for money, in my opinion. The image's great. They had great scale, dynamics. They were fast. And there wasn't really anything that we played that really broke it into a sweat of any kind. But anyway, it was just fantastic. I know I was only there a day, and albeit I'd been up since 3 a.m, but I know that by the 5 o'clock, you know, you start to have those aches and pains. But the thing that really kept us going all day was your enthusiasm, your positivity, your smiley faces, just that warmth that you gave us at Bristol was absolutely incredible, and I honestly cannot thank you enough for making us feel so welcome. Everything sounded fantastic. You know, the source, the DAC, the amplification, the speakers. We also had the side set up with their ZH headphones, the Burson headphone amp, and of course the Eversolo A6 Master Edition. And then of course we did play the A8 Master Edition in the main system too, which again sounded fantastic. It was genuinely one of the best show experiences I have ever had, and also meeting lots of old friends that I've known for years through hi-fi, and also getting to meet some of you guys that I've communicated with over the years but never met face to face. That was fantastic too. So if you could please just bear with me, I've got a few thank yous that I have to absolutely give. First of all, I've got to say, Audio T deserve a huge thank you, and particularly Tony Revell, who's the operations director. The organisation of that show is something to behold. I've never seen such a slick way of getting into the rooms. I mean, the porters that do all the hard work, they also deserve a huge thank you. So if any of you are actually watching this from me personally, you guys do a great job, and it's hard graft from start to finish. But I think there's a lesson here for other hi-fi show or audio show organisers, how to run it in a way that makes it easy for an exhibitor to want to come back every year. The fact that you guys take everything up to a room, and it took about 10 minutes from parking the van to the equipment boxes all being in the room again, unbelievable. So Tony and your team, thank you so much. But I also want to thank the three guys that made the biggest journey to come to our room. Jackie Lee from Revival Audio, he came all the way from Switzerland. We have Zeno, and I'm going to apologise if I pronounce this wrong, Theodoridis. So Zeno Theodoridis. Zeno, if that's wrong, I apologise straight away. But you came all the way from Germany. Thank you so much. Lasse Danielsen from Electrocompagnie. Well, Lasse went from Norway to Florida, then to Bristol. That's quite a bit of travelling, and he certainly racked up quite a few air miles. And it was just a pleasure to meet all of you there. And again, from myself and the Elite Audio team, we really appreciate that effort to come and help us out and support us at Bristol. And again, I can't really thank all them without a huge thank you to the two members of the Elite Audio team that was there in addition to myself, Andrew Forsyth, who is our sales manager, and Barry Duff, who is our IT streaming and technical specialist. I know the hours those guys put in, and particularly on Sunday, having worked Friday, Saturday, all day Sunday, their pack-up time was 10 p.m. on Sunday night. Barry's got a young family at home, and it made me feel a bit emotional, but I really appreciate the commitment he gave, leaving his family for almost a week because they travelled down on the Wednesday. They only got back to the showroom today, and that's a huge amount of effort, and that commitment to making the show great for everybody, that really is so appreciated. But again, the show would be nothing without you guys. As I said at the start of the video, it was just such a great pleasure to meet you all, and I also appreciate the support and loyalty that you've given us over the years, and supporting us as a business and helping us as a business. That is something that I am eternally grateful for, and I can't honestly thank you enough. I hope that you liked the sound that you heard, and certainly the feedback that we had over the weekend was phenomenal. A lot of people said it was certainly in their top 3 of great sounding rooms. There's some great rooms there, actually, I've got to say. I particularly thought the IAG room sounded great. There's lots of others. The Tannoy room sounded great. I don't know if you were in there and had a listen. They'd done a great setup, and they'd had curtains all the way around, which I think helped the acoustics quite a bit. And again, same old friends, Stuart and Lynette from Hi-Fi Pig. It was just great to see you guys. You're always so friendly, and again, I appreciate that. Alan Sircom from Hi-Fi Plus, that was fantastic too, seeing you, and lots of others. I mean, I could spend all day mentioning name after name, but it was just great to meet everybody. One thing I can tell you, we will definitely be going back there next year. It just exceeded all our expectations. I also shared a taxi from the airport to the event with Struan McKenzie from Hi-Fi Corner, and thank you, Struan, for allowing me to share your taxi. That was very much appreciated. And of course, as I mentioned to you last week, there is the Scottish Hi-Fi Show in November, which is at the Treetops Hilton Hotel right next to Edinburgh Airport. In fact, Graham Hanks, who's our marketing manager, and myself, we're going out there on Thursday to pick the room that we will be exhibiting in. So I'll put the dates in the description below, so you can put it in your diary. No excuses not to come up. A great excuse to come to Scotland. If you like your Scottish whisky, there's the Whisky Heritage Centre in Edinburgh. I know Lassie, when he was here the last time with us, they went to a distillery tour at 10 in the morning. Funnily enough, they were the only people in there, but they did, let's say, imbibe of a few cask strength single malts. So hopefully you can make the reverse trip that we did and come all the way to Scotland and support us there too. So there we go, very brief video this week. Next week we will have the full review of the Hi-Fi Rose RA280 that I've been listening to, I would say, pretty much non-stop since it arrived. Let's just say this video you do not want to miss. It is something a bit special. And finally, the last point, as always in our videos, if you're enjoying the content, if you've liked what we've put together so far, then please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It means a great deal to us, and we love the fact that clearly there's a few of you watching it regularly week after week. You'll have noticed my black eye, this side is now almost completely gone. I did share the story of what happened with anyone that I think most of you asked, actually, when I think about it. I think you were all almost more interested in how I got a black eye than some of the audio stuff, but it was just all part of the fun. So yes, please like and subscribe. That is always appreciated. And our commitment is to keep bringing you week after week video content about hi-fi and audio that you guys want to hear. So as I say, next week it's the RA280 review. The week after, we'll be featuring the incredible Revival Audio Atalante 4 loudspeakers that I just think were sensational. Yeah, I mean, it's a synergistic system, and the Electro-Compagnie amplification certainly did an incredible job to deliver the best quality signal to those speakers. But again, as I say, for the price point compared to other rooms, that was a revelation for sure. Anyway, if any of you want to reach out to me directly, here is my direct email. I will reply to every single email you send in. And please keep the comments coming. If you've got an opinion on the Bristol show, I'd like to read about it in the comments below. If you came into our room, again, please comment. And if you said hello to me, there's quite a lot of people I was passing in the corridors when I was going on my break, and you were all saying hello and hi. So again, that's also really appreciated. So there we go. As always, have a great week listening to music. I hope you enjoyed the show if you were there. And again, thank you so much for coming into the room. I look forward to talking to you next week about the Hi-Fi Rose RA280. And until then, please take care.